I got my gun show loophole patches in the mail today with my
Ooh,
little Lego Homer. So I'm gonna go take a picture for Instagram of the patches and the little Lego Homer, and then I'll be back.
go take care of it.
And everyone should check that out. GearWebsites.com, coupon code Homer, I believe, right? Something like
I
that.
think that's it,
It's
Homer.
all over the place. Yeah, but you get a set of the three patches: the chocolate donut, the white donut, and the pink donut. Gun show loophole tour, and you get a Lego Homer. You also get money off. Like you save money and get the Lego. So that's awesome. You should do that. Everyone listening should, because it's awesome.
Yeah,
Anyways, I'll
it's
be
it.
right back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be back. I gotta go to the bank real quick.
Yep.
Daniel, do you do any rifle shooting?
I do. Not as in like hunting rifle. No.
Uh huh.
I mean, I do AR and AK 100 yard, 200 yard type shooting.
Uh huh.
But I don't really consider that long distance. I just consider that normal distance.
Right.
But I'd be more interested in the longer calibers if I would lived in an area that had ranges that could go more than 100 or 200 yards. But I don't.
Yeah,
So
we have a local state run range that goes up to 200, and I've seen what I have a 243 I hunt with, and I've seen what it does up to 200, but I'd love to see what it would do up to maybe 3 or 400.
right. But I'd like a 308. But since A, I don't hunt,
Mm-hmm.
and B, I have relatively medium to short ranges. There's no point. But I
Right.
do enjoy shooting at distance steel particularly. I like that instant feedback.
Yeah, I never have had the opportunity to shoot steel, but I'd like to.
Does it tell you how tight your groups are? Well, only in a very general way, as far as the size of your target. But I like knowing, like, because most of the time I end up going up by myself the majority of the time, so I don't have to have a spotter to tell me, high
Mm-hmm.
left, low right, 2 rings out, 1 ring out. I could just, as long as I hit the size target that I have set out there, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I was planning after my first AR to do I should say 15 to do a 10. But again, because of the distance thing, it didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Both the cost of the platform as well as the cost of the gas that feeds it.
Right.
I mean, it's not super expensive, but compared to a 15, it's expensive.
True. Yeah, I'm working on the reloads. I have an AR as well, a 223. I'm working on a good load for it right now.
Now, Mine just has a 223-556 barrel. Do you have one of those 223 wild barrels?
No, it's a 223-556.
Okay. Because what I wonder, and I have no answer, is the improved accuracy that particular barrel might give. Is it even noticeable for 90% of the people that shoot that platform?
Yeah, I would say if you don't shoot on paper, it wouldn't be.
I mean,
But I don't know. I don't know how much better it is. I've not had any
right.
experience with it.
Well, yeah, and without paper, there's no way to quantify it.
Right.
But I always go with the assumption that the tool is far more accurate than I am. That I am the weak link.
Right.
It's on myself and my own, the various things you're supposed to do before you break that wall, that trigger.
Right.
Try to concentrate on those things rather than say, well, I'll swipe out, barrel X for barrel Y. Because, it has a reputation of something.
Mm-hmm.
Which may or may not be true, or may be true, but maybe because of my skill level, I can't measure it. Because my skills aren't good enough.
Right. Yeah, when I shoot on paper, working up a load, I shoot off of a bipod and a stock rest. So I want that gun to be as absolutely tight as possible.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that last part again?
I said I shoot off of my 240. Well, any time I work up a load, I have a bipod on the gun and I shoot off of a stock rest. It's a leather sandbag, basically. You have to shoot as consistently as possible, or you have no idea how good the load is.
Correct. So you use a bipod in combination with a sandbag.
Yes.
Sandbags.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Right. I've always used sandbags, but that was originally how I taught how to shoot that platform. But I never thought about using it in combination with a bipod.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Having that extra point of contact.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I may have to look into what I'll call a test bipod just to test the concept for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not a matter of it not being right. It's a matter of I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on a high-end bipod that doesn't get me the results I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
But and it goes back to I measure my results by, let's say I shoot 10 times at target X that's out of steel. How many times out of 10 do I hit it?
Mm-hmm.
Am I hitting it 8 out of 10 consistently? Now, if I add something into that equation, consistently, do I go to a 9 out of 10? Mm-hmm. Consistently? Well, if I do, then that's a measurable result. Although I may not have it in inches or half inches, it is a measurable result.
Right.
It's the best thing, minus paper, without doing the paper that you can do. And I hate going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And whenever I have money, to buy, let's say, a spotting scope or something like that, there's always something else that seems to, it's that, or get a couple of boxes of, pistol ammo or something comes up, get that powder scale I haven't gotten or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to come up.
Yeah, there's always something that comes up, that's for sure.
Because there's nothing sexy about a spotting scope.
No.
It's like, ooh, guys, guess what I got? I got a brand new spotting scope. Wow.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Now, could I use one? Sure. And someday I might get one. I'd probably be more likely to get one if I had somebody that would go with me, at least on a semi-regular basis, where he or she could say, okay, 1 inch high to the left,
Hmm.
and get that near instant feedback. Say, okay, make an adjustment. Assuming that wind is not an issue that day, because the worst day or one of the worst days to zero your platform is on a very windy day, because you're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, when it's even breezy, I don't do any shooting. Just when I'm trying to work up a load, because you can't have any variables. You have to know what that load is capable of.
Right. Now, I forgot if you said, do you hunt or no?
Yeah, years ago I deer hunted. I'm just basically into predator hunting right now, like coyotes, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, are their pelts worth anything?
You'll do good to get $25 out of one, which really isn't worth the trouble.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, like, how many attempts at skinning would one have to do to get a pelt complete versus tearing into it with your knife?
Yeah, I've heard they're really tough. The only ones I've ever sold I just sold it on the animal, and the buyer skinned it out.
Oh, okay. Well, at least that's something that makes it worth your while.
Right.
Because then you have the stalking, all the other aspects are there,
Mm-hmm.
and yet the part that definitely takes some skill, you're leaving up to somebody that actually knows how to do it. That's assuming that you're not interested in doing it yourself.
Right.
Because you're going to waste a certain amount of hides just by practice.
Oh, right. Yeah, definitely.
Because there's a skill to it. It's not like what people think.
No.
Oh, you just pull it right off. Well, depending on the animal and depending on the thickness of skin and things like that. Yeah, and did you make the proper pre-cuts?
Right.
Because you're not just taking its coat off. You're literally skinning it.
Right.
Doing what now? What the heck are you guys talking about?
Well,
I just heard take its coat off and skin it.
Well, we were just talking about the difficulty of skinning, and that if you want to teach yourself that ability, that you're going to ruin a certain number of hides before you get it right.
Oh, you're talking about taking off its jammies.
What's that?
You're talking about taking off its jammies.
Yes. And that because of either the technique that you're using or the pre-cuts that are required, too short, too long, etc., not deep enough, various things can go wrong, and then when you go to remove it, it's not going to want to come off in one piece, and then you've just ruined it.
Yeah. The fur buyer I've always dealt with would prefer that you not skin it, because so many people mess it up.
Right. Well, it's nice that you got somebody like that to go to.
Yeah, the only problem is he's about 25 to 30 miles away, and unless I've got several pelts, it's not worth going down there.
But do you have like a freezer in the garage that you could just toss the ammo, let it freeze, and then when you got a few of them, then bring them in?
Well, for small animals, when I was younger, I trapped raccoons and possums and whatever I could get, and I did that then. But I don't have the room for a whole coyote.
Now, does that particular guy also want the head?
Um, I don't know.
I'm just saying it saves space.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on what the hide is going to be used for. If they use it for like a rug or a wall hanging, I think usually they would want the ears to be there.
Gotcha. Well, that whole area of this is something that I know from personal knowledge virtually zero.
Yeah.
Everything I've learned has been from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always ask a lot of questions. It's not that I'm about to go out tomorrow and do it, but I'm still interested in understanding how it's done from people who know how to do it.
Right. Well, and a lot of animals you come on are just simply not high quality enough fur. The couple of the coyotes I've gotten had fingers really bad, and you can't do anything with them. So it's best just to leave those for the buzzards.
Now, is that because of disease? Is that because of previous injuries?
I think it's. I don't know if mange is a type of a parasite or a bacterial infection. I'm not sure, but it's basically
it's a disease.
Something. Yeah, it's just something.
It's an infestation.
It's something that spreads through the population. It's basically contagious upon contact. So it's good to get those animals out of the system.
Yeah, when I do deer hunting, if my cousin helps me like process the deer, butcher it, and all that stuff, and he always saves the hides because there's a glove maker that will trade him work gloves for like the deer hides.
Oh, that would be great.
And I don't know what the exchange rate is, if it's 1-for-1 or he's got to give him a couple hides for a pair of gloves or vice versa. I don't know how much hides are worth to him, but and it's not like you have to buy like deerskin gloves. Like he's got regular like leather and like all sorts of stuff. But yeah, so I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is. That would be great.
Are those the kind of gloves where they're like the fur's on the inside, skin's on the outside? Or is it the other way around?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. I think he just makes a bunch of different types. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he uses the deer hide for.
I've seen deer hide gloves that are, hide on the outside, hide on the inside. But the fur is effective as far as, winter gloves.
Yeah, that would be a nice trade-off.
Yeah, I thought so. And so because he helps me out with, I use his barn and he taught me how to do it and all that stuff. I always let him just keep the hide. So I'm like, well, at least I got him a couple pairs of gloves or whatever, or half a pair. Like I said, I don't know what the exchange rate is. And then I also normally will give him a couple Ziploc bags of like the ground venison. I'll leave a couple with him. Like the first time he wouldn't take anything. I'm like, dude, like you basically did it all. I just kind of watched and you were like, here, like cut this piece. And then he kind of like took back over and started doing it some more. And he was very good at showing me. But I was like, you basically just did that yourself. And I watched you. Like, that you took time out of your day to teach me that and to hang out with me. And he's like, no, I don't want anything, blah, 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 whatever. So I was like, oh, okay. And then, his grinder's down in the basement. So after he cut up, like we cut a bunch of steaks and stuff, like different things. And then we had a bunch of stuff to grind up. So we're down there and we're grinding it all up, and I'm putting it in Ziploc bags, like the freezer bags, and sucking all the air out and doing all this stuff. And okay, cool. And so then I was like, here, you want some of this or whatever? And he's like, oh no, that's fine. Well, he wouldn't take it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go toss these in the cooler real quick. Then I'll be back. And so when he was still working on some of the other stuff, I went upstairs and grabbed a couple of bags, and I just went into his kitchen and threw them in his freezer.
Yeah, that's nice.
And he didn't see me again till like the next spring or whatever. And it was like, man, it's the damnedest thing. Like those bags of venison showed up in my freezer. I'm like, oh gee, I don't know where that came from. It's like, yeah, that's weird. And I was like, well, someone must really appreciate all the hard work you do.
Yeah.
And he just kind of laughed. So, because he is proud that he has never in his entire life bought beef from a store.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. I mean, he grew up on a farm. He's got a farm now, and also he hunts his whole family does. I mean, he's got 3 kids. So him, his wife, and his 3 kids all get the combo license, so they can take 2 deer a year.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, he gets 10 deer a year total for the family.
Yeah.
Because they've all shit. I remember when I was like a teenager, I still hadn't gotten a deer yet. I've been going out for a couple years. I hadn't got one yet. And then I'm going over to his house, and his little, his kid. I'm trying to think how old. God, man, the kid must have been like 7 or 8 at the time, and he's showing me this like that he got, and I was like, you know what? Like, screw you, Jimmy, you little asshole. You don't know it yet, but come on, dude. I mean, that's cool. It's like, hey, good for you. But I was like, dang it, man, I still haven't even got one, and this is his like, 5th one of his life already.
Right. Well, that's something that he'll look back, years later as to how unique of a upbringing he had that the vast majority of others that can't even relate to, let alone are jealous of.
Yeah,
I
that's
am.
true.
Is I had no one to teach me anything. It's not that I would have, wanted to be a lifelong hunter or anything like that. But, it's like I taught myself to reload because I wanted to know how. Because I've seen reloading, or ammunition shortages before. And, I like using all options. I like to buy, I like to make. And the more options you have, the better. So I have, X amount of primers, X amount of cases, X amount of powder, just sitting there. Now that I've taught myself how to make several hundred, and I have what I call my formula, safe, sound, accurate, I'm good to go for when all of a sudden, hey, even Walmart doesn't have any more. I mean, when we get to those times again, I'm a big believer that if it's happened once, it can very well happen again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that thing has happened more than once. Because, it feeds off of our primal fear. And when we get fearful, hell be damned, use the credit cards, use whatever you got to do, but buy.
Yeah.
And of course, we're our own worst enemies when it comes to that. I'll buy 2 boxes and leave those other 2 boxes for somebody else. Some of us do that, but unfortunately not enough.
Oh,
I mean, 22 is a perfect example of that. I mean, even when it was available, we still had people hoarding it and trying to sell it for double the price.
Yeah.
And yes, there were people willing to pay that double price. Now, for special events, let's say a Cub Scout, Boy Scout shooting, something like that, you have something where the boys or girls are going to earn badges, sure, go ahead and pay the extra. It's a special deal. But just to buy it, then you take it away from or make it not available for others that might actually need it to learn something.
Right.
Well, I was in that scenario with my concealed carry class, because we have a live fire requirement as well as like the classroom, and we were getting ready to go, and I'll admit, for I was procrastinating or whatever, but I didn't have any ammo because I was still kind of just getting into guns and stuff. Like I had my gun, but I never really stocked. But I would like buy ammo when I went to the range or whatever. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just buy a couple boxes before we go. And we went somewhere and they were out. We went somewhere else and they were out. And it was also starting to get like kind of late at night. So we ended up actually having to call someone and be like, hey, is there any way like you can swing by the store before it closes and buy a couple boxes of ammo? And like we'll just have to pick it up from you like tomorrow morning first thing before we head out to go to the class. So we were lucky we had someone that was already out and in the area, and they just swung by the gun store and bought a couple boxes.
Yeah. And, whether it's, competition, which is obvious, let alone any sort of training class, that's not something you should ever leave to the beforehand, sure you have X amount of rounds. But we all have to learn our own way. Hopefully, you don't get in a jam and suddenly realize, oh yeah, I just shot my last self-defensive rounds. Now I literally have half a box of Full Metal Jacket, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I assumed.
I'm not
saying you're
planning on
that
doing
person.
that scenario ever again.
No. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying it leads other people to believe that they can literally go at any time to the store and pick it up like it's milk. The store will always have milk.
Yeah.
Because of our dependence on just-in-time shipping and receiving. The moment something goes wanky in the supply line, it's only a matter of 1 to 3 days until the retail stores show either low stock or no stock. Because it's wasting money if it's sitting there on your shelf and not being cycled.
Mm-hmm.
Most modern retail stores base their inventory on time cycles. How many times is it turnover in a month? Once, twice, 3 times, etc. And how many shipments can they get at the standard rate without paying higher than normal shipping rates?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they determine how much to stock. So if they come in with a once-a-month shipment, because that's all they seem to sell, and it leaves them, a little bit extra on the shelf just in case. And you have somebody who's fearful, set out, and suddenly you've got 2 weeks until the next shipment comes in. Then all the people that walk by during that next 2 weeks, that empty shelf starts percolating that fear within themselves. Oh, this Walmart doesn't have it. I better go to another Walmart. That Walmart doesn't have it either. Maybe I should go to the gun store. Oh, the gun store only had 3 left, so I bought them all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all it takes to feed that panic button.
And I don't think of it as an American thing. I think it's more of a human nature thing.
Yeah, I believe it is.
It would be no different if it was milk. We would panic buy milk. Whether you're Germany, Argentina, or California, you would panic buy milk.
Mm-hmm. And people do that before a big storm or something like that. I know around here they'll panic buy milk and eggs and things like that.
Right. And unfortunately, there are some things that have a relatively short shelf life that you can't really stock up on.
Yeah, really.
That, you can't go buy 20 gallons of milk unless you have, 10 kids.
Yeah.
That are all drinking.
Is ice cream a long-term storage of milk?
Oh,
maybe that's a prepper item.
Could be.
Takes too much energy to keep it in that state. It's a wasted item.
Yeah.
It's no different quite literally than women's makeup.
Yeah. Powdered milk would be a good prepper item.
No, I disagree with that. Not the powdered milk, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But ice cream is not the same usefulness as women's makeup. Because
Yeah.
if you live in a cold environment, then you can just leave your ice cream outside and it will stay good.
Yeah. But for a year-round answer, no. If you live far enough north that you have, 3 months of it doesn't get above freezing, because all it takes is one day to hit 45 degrees and all your ice cream is ruined. Yes, I know you could put it in a cooler and pack it with snow and do all sorts of these things.
Yeah,
but
you got a couple days.
You got a couple of days, but there are no guarantees when it comes to the weather.
Right.
If
it gets warm and it starts to melt, then you just drink all of it right away.
It becomes literally breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, but how awesome would that be?
Until it's gone or it spoils.
Yeah, so you got a couple days of breakfast, lunch, and dinner of ice cream, and then then you don't eat for a few days because you've whatever, like you've binged on all of those fats and that protein and the calcium and all, like it's good for you.
So it depends on the length of the crisis, but you never know that going into it. You don't know if it's 24 days, 24 hours, fine. 24 months.
Then don't save ice cream, Daniel. I was just trying.
I was just trying to help
justify why you had 5,000 gallons of ice cream in your freezer.
Yeah.
Because you're a prepper. Ooh, I got people that like me. Oh, 2017 matters. I should tag him in this picture. I always forget about that.
By the way, what did you take a picture of again?
Oh, 2000.
The patches?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot.
I don't really know who 2017 Matters is, but they seem to have decent posts. I don't agree with all of them. Sometimes it gets kind of crazy out there, but...
So do you think he's already grabbed 2018, 2019, 2020?
Well, no, it's just the same. It's the same Instagram account. He just changes his name. It's not like it's a website that they have to own. You just change your name.
You can have two Instagram channels with the exact same name from two totally different people.
I don't know, maybe, or maybe you toss a space in there or something, so it displays
there's space, there's underscores, things like that. But that's why I thought that they had to be unique in some way.
Well, then to answer your question, no, I don't think he's grabbed 2018 Matters or whatever, because when it went from 16 to 17, in order to keep all the followers and stuff, they just changed their name. They didn't make a new account. So to make a new account now for 18 and 19, that would just be, I don't know. I don't think there's that much of a demand. Although I'm about to make an account right now, and then I'll sell it to them.
I mean, it's the only way to maintain your brand, if that's going to be your branding, is that theme. It's no different than, when you rent a domain, you don't buy a website. You don't own it. Much to some people's chagrin, you lease it. Just with an Instagram account, you lease it for free. But it's under their TOS.
Well, I don't know. I would say it's probably safe. But I went out, got Smeggy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 42,
Wow.
On all of the social medias.
Now, did you do Smeggy with a Y as well?
No. Because anyone who sees that will know that's not a real Smeggy.
What about Smeggy IE _1, _2, _3?
No, it's all just 42.
_42, there you go.
Oh my god, why would you say, if someone does that, man, I'll be very angry. If someone tries to
especially if it happens right after I said it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume you did it, and I'll be angry.
Oh, he did it from the exercise machine.
You can do it on your phone.
I don't know how.
That's true. That's true.
I'm quasi-literate. I'm not like Bob, who's quite literally, technically illiterate. I understand the difference between a row, a column, and a cell. Try to explain that to Bob. It's like trying to explain, English to a Martian. If you click on the cell, well, what's a cell? Well, it's that thing, where the columns and the rows meet. Well, what's a column and a row?
Well, maybe you're just having trouble describing it to him. If he says, "What's the cell?" Say it's the little box, and then you say the rows go sideways, the columns go up down. Done. I bet you he could understand that.
It could all be me. It could absolutely could all be me.
Well, that was like I explained to my dad hashtags the other day because I was saying something and I said something about hashtag, and he's like, "What is a hashtag?" I said, "Well, it's kind of like it's a description, but it puts things like in a category. So if you use like hashtag, I forget what I used as an example, right? But like, let's say you took a picture of your car or whatever. You could use hashtag Ford, hashtag F-150, hashtag truck. Then anyone who looks for hashtag truck will see everyone else's pictures and yours. And then anyone who looks for hashtag Ford will see like all the people that took pictures of Fords. And then I'm like, so they're like little categories, and you can add whatever you want.
The confusion I've always had with that is, how is that any different than typing in that minus the hashtag? Typing in those same words into Google and then hitting images.
Well, because certain websites use the hashtag, like on Instagram, for example. If you just search Ford, like it might not find everything that has the word Ford in it, but if you do hashtag Ford, it will pull up all the stuff that uses it. It's like a computer thingy.
So if I type Ford into Google, I can click next page and eventually it will say, "You have hit the end of the internet"?
Yeah, eventually.
Oh, okay.
It will be, obviously really, really far down, but eventually it's going to be like, yeah, we're done searching. We don't care anymore. So, and it really comes out too when you use like specific things, and you can write programs that will like automatically do that. So like when TV shows will do like, use hashtag, live, whatever, like Safari Live, right? I was watching that the other day. That's a pretty cool show. When you tweet with that, like they have programs that will automatically like grab all those off of the Twitter and put it into a little thing, and then they can use their program to display it up on the screen. So it makes it easier for the computer programs to figure out, like, search through things.
So you're saying Google doesn't understand hashtags? I'm just playing with you.
I think it does. I mean, I don't know
why. I can do Ford images.
Yeah, no, you can, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I'm just funning you.
Okay.
Don't go too deep.
Well, it's difficult to tell because sometimes I have these types of conversations with my dad, and I was getting some flashbacks where I'm like, what? Why did you think I said that? Like, I never even said that. And he'd be like, well, no, you just said like the only internet has Ford, so what if I buy a GM, then the internet's gonna break? It's like, what? I never said that. Like, where did you get that from? You just made that up. Just, I don't know, whatever. So.
Gotcha. I'm just curious, maybe if you guys happen to know, I see there's people protesting the Trump decision to temporarily halt people coming into this country that Obama created the list from. Do you happen to know, is this like a DC thing, a New York thing, a DC, New York?
What, the protests? They're like all over the place. I know they're in New York, they're in DC, they're in LA. I'm not sure about Detroit. if it is, I hope it goes away by this Friday because I'm flying out this Friday.
I would think Detroit has more important things to truly protest.
Well, here's the thing, though. Frickin' Dearborn has the highest concentration of Middle Eastern people other than the Middle East. You know, so as far as
Now,
protests go, like that might be something they feel passionate about. So I don't know.
Gotcha.
I haven't heard about anything here, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Now, like I said, I'm just sitting here as I'm on the treadmill looking at the TV, and it doesn't necessarily say where these things are occurring. They just say global as if that means everywhere, and I know that's bullshit. It's not everywhere.
Right. I think it's most of the major cities.
Where you're likely to hit a large amount of snowflakes.
Probably, yeah. Do. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Like I said, I hope if there are some around here, they won't be around by Friday.
Are you flying on Friday or?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think. So far the trip is still planned.
Well, I realize your future is always subject to change.
Yeah. Especially on this particular project that it's just the way it is. But yeah, so like I got a text from my boss today 'cause he wasn't in the office. And he was like, "Are you still able to go out of town this weekend?" And I said, "Yes." And then I was like, like, "Why do you ask?" or whatever. And he's like, just making sure or something. But like, he never quite said like it definitely is going, like it's definitely going to go.
Right.
He was just like kind of making sure.
So let me ask you a question, because it sounds like you're always saying yes sir, hi sir, sort of a thing. Are you, when you actually do need time, are you much more likely to get it than another guy who may occasionally say no when it's truly not, when it's really only a preference rather than when you really need it?
You mean time off, like vacation or something?
No, like the week to not work Friday, Saturday because of a family thing.
Oh,
or your kids are sick, or whatever life thing.
Right. No, they're pretty good at about like if I need something off, it's fine.
I mean, places that I've worked where I used to do a lot of travel, the more volunteer traveling you did, the more likely when you wanted, let's say you had something planned and it was Thursday and they needed somebody to go out on Friday. If you were the guy that typically always said, sure, no problem, you were more likely to say, well, if I would prefer not to, but if I have to, I will. You'd be more likely to have them get somebody else if you were the go-to guy normally.
No, I mean they're I don't know as far as like compared to what other people like. My company's pretty good at like, whatever. Like they're good to everyone, not just me or whatever. So.
Right. Well, I guess it means if showing appreciation for what I'll call volunteer travel versus mandatory travel. Like it's 4:30. They want to know, can you go to LA tonight? I mean, that's emergency travel. And some companies will show their appreciation of doing those sorts of things in different ways. It could be extra days off. Could be, next time there's an emergency, we send Joe instead of you.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. I seem to just get picked either way, no matter what.
No, I mean,
So they don't ever send Joe instead of me unless, I mean, there have been times where I'm like, listen, like this is I can't do it this time, and they say, okay, that's fine, we'll find someone else too.
Right.
You know, so
And
it's a small enough company, like we all. If I don't do it, someone else will. But then that means like I know if someone else can't do it, then I have to.
Right.
So we all work together fine. It's not like a written set in stone thing. It's just, you know, we're all pretty good about just covering whatever needs to be covered. So, but yeah, if I'm like, oh crap, I'm sick, they'll be like, okay, whatever. You know, you'll figure it out. Man, this pop-out chat thing's killing me.
Well, that's where you basically, what I do is, like, I'll take, like during the Daily Gun Show, I'll take the Daily Gun Show chat, and I'll put that on half the screen. Then on the other half of the screen, I'll put the YouTube chat. And then in a third window, going full screen, I'll have a window that will contain all my other tabs. So I just simply go maximize or minimize my main tab, and that instantly shows me both chats. So I can very quickly toggle between, you know, tabs that may be open because they're part of the show or the show notes.
Yeah, I fully agree. That's what I wish I could do.
But on a phone, it's not possible.
Well, on the phone, I can't get the chat at all anymore. But I'm just saying, even on my computer, when I do the pop-out chat, I can't get the regular lobby.
Oh.
Like Daily Gun Show and Early Watch are opened up right now. So if I were to pop
Right.
it out, I could jump to those ones, but I couldn't jump to the 24/7 live gun. And when you hit the new tab, like to add chat rooms or whatever, then the whole thing just goes blank.
Oh, okay. Do you think it has a maximum number of like 2 chats that it might be hitting against some limitation like
No,
that?
because even when I have those other ones closed, it's just, I don't know, it's just
I know
something
it's
with
different.
the server or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, people don't like change, and yeah, we could have stuck with the other one, but then again, the downside of that is that eventually you'll get so obsolete that you won't be able to upgrade from version, you know, 1.7 to version 3.2. It's too big of a jump. They're all incremental. So you would literally have to get that 3.2 version, you would have to upgrade all the previous ones from 1.7 all
Right.
the way up to 3.2.
Oh yeah, I got no problem with. I understand, you know, the upgrade.
Oh, no,
or whatever. But
I don't mean you specific. I mean, I've heard other people bitching about the upgrade. It's like, this is part of the deal. And for what we're paying, we got a great system.
yeah, it just sucks that I can't use the chat in the way that I used to use the chat because it's not good. So that's all. I'm still hoping it will get fixed because I don't think it's supposed to work that way. It's supposed to be able to. You should be able to see the list of chats and click on the ones you want to join.
Well, you know, it's difficult to say without being able to talk to the developer. Is it a fix or is it a change in the features?
Yeah, I think it's a bug. At least the way mine's working. So I'll fix it. I'm not worried about it. I just kind of ignore the Gun Channel's chat now because I forget about it over there. I'm used to having it open on the side so I can see it.
I mean, on my phone, obviously it's always been irritant that I can't see the text chat.
Well, see, that was what was on the phone. It used to work all the time. You would just see the text chat. You couldn't see the video at the same time. But
right, no, but not if I'm in the chat itself, the video chat. I cannot be in a Google Hangout and watch the text chat at the same time on my phone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can.
Now I could watch it if I don't want to participate and just type some comments in. Sure.
You can be in the Hangout if you hit like the button to go back or whatever. Like you won't leave out of the Hangout. So as long as you just stay unmuted, you can go back to your home screen and then open up the internet and then go to the chat box and you can read it, and then you like tab back over to the Google Hangouts and like you can mute and unmute yourself. At least on my phone, I can do two things at once on my phone. I stay in the Google Hangout even if I close it out and like start looking at something else.
Right. I mean, I can leave the chat and it doesn't disconnect me, but it does mute me, so I can't hear what's being said. I have to then go and open up the view tab on Gun Channels.
I didn't know that, so never mind. I guess ignore what I'm saying.
So I guess it must vary by, mine's an Android or an ancient Android. It's only one version out. Soon to be two versions out, as they seem to come up with a new version every 6 months.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Mine's always been like that I can like alt tab out of the chat, and if I was muted, I'll stay muted, but I'll be able to hear people talk.
Yeah. Well, there's
and
no
if I was
alt tab on a phone.
Well, you just hit the little like home button. That's what I called alt tab.
Oh.
Like not the back button, but like the little the one in the middle.
See, I have a back button and I have a show me all the apps that are currently running button. So it might show me this, it might show me Gun Channels, and it might show me my email or something.
Yeah, so you would do that and then click on the Gun Channels one. On mine, it leaves the chat running, and like I said, if I was unmuted, it leaves me unmuted. So I can sit there and talk while looking at Instagram or while looking at the chat or doing whatever.
And yours is Android?
Yeah.
What manufacturer? Samsung, somebody else?
Yeah, Samsung. It's what is it, Galaxy 6 or something? I don't remember. Or is it the new one? It's not the new one. I've had it for a while.
Right. Mine is the Samsung, the only one that doesn't have a SIM card. A memory card to pull out.
Oh, yeah, mine's got a
So to transfer like pictures or video, I have to either do it via Wi-Fi or hook up a cable between my computer and my phone and slave the phone to the computer. I mean, it works. It's not as convenient as just pulling out a chip and sticking it in my computer, and it's a lot quicker.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember which one this is. It's a little old. S4. There you go. I took my Magpul case off.
There you go. Yeah, mine's an S6, which apparently all the way through S5 they always included those memory cards. S6, and then with S7 forward they went back to the memory cards because they realized it was not what the customers wanted. Decide a choice of this phone for $50 or paying another $200 to get one that actually had a separate card. And I'm like, do I want to pay an extra $200 just to get the card?
So yeah, and there's the thing. If your internal memory is big enough, like that's what's nice about the card is that you can get, an extra 32 gig chip or something, or like whatever you want. You get a big one. But if the internal storage is a bunch of gigs, like I never take my chip out to put it on my computer. I just plug the cord into my computer and transfer either off the phone or off the memory card. You can do it, through the device.
For pictures, you can do thousands of pictures and not really fill up, unless you're doing 4K or something like that. It's videos that tend to take a lot of room. And I was trying to use it initially as an alternate video camera instead of using my actual video camera. And that's where I got into file transfer issues. I mean, yes, it would transfer fine, but it would take forever and a day.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't
Well,
use them that much, so.
I just finished my treadmill. Excuse me.
So what's next on the workout plan?
Going home.
Oh, you're not going to go deadlift a couple 100 pounds or something?
No. I just spent about an hour on the treadmill. That's enough. I'm an old guy. At least that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I have a tendency in the winter to get too lethargic, too lazy.
You should go snowshoeing. It's fun.
Yeah, a little tricky getting a partner. By yourself is not a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to be out in the woods by yourself. It's quiet. No one bothers you.
Yeah. Well, all right, Smeg, I'm going to head out the door here. I'm going to lose you here in a sec, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect.
See you, Daniel.
Take it easy, man.
We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Well, and then there were two.
Yep. There's a handful of people out in the chat last time I looked. They can join.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you have the best two, it doesn't really matter how many.
Well, that's right. When you've got the cream of the crop, nothing else matters.
No. I'll go ahead and wait for that other best one to show up, and then
Okay.
Like if Night Strike was here and it was just me and him, like that would be good.
Yeah.
Why is everyone obsessed with bears? I don't know why. I've seen freaking bears everywhere.
Oh, really?
Like, let me think about it. I haven't actually seen bears. I've seen people talking about bears being out in the woods, like eating me or something. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
You do have bears in Michigan, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
we have one. We have one that lives right near our property up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, our neighbor saw it was a mom with two cubs like crossing the street in front of our driveway last summer.
Yeah, we don't have any down here. I live in Indiana.
I've never like seen a bear in real life in the wild. I've seen one at like a zoo or something, but I've never seen one in the woods.
The only place I've ever seen them is down in Tennessee.
So it's like they theoretically are around, but and they're black bears, which those are like the pansy of the bears. They're the ones that you can scare off pretty easily. So
unless they have cubs, they get kind of aggressive then, don't they?
Well, if you're like between the two of them or something, yeah, but
yeah,
like even if you walk up on a mom and her cubs and like she's right next to the cubs and you're just walking up from the side or whatever, like then she'll just take her cubs and get the hell out of there pretty quickly.
Oh, that's good.
But it's only if she like is trying to get to her cubs to protect them and you're in between the two, then you might have a problem. But even that, if you figure it out, just freaking, sidestep and she'll run right past you to get to her cubs. Like she won't really, They're not that scary.
We were in the Smokies one time, and there was a mother bear and her cubs, and people were getting out of their vehicles, walking a good 50 feet away from their vehicle, and getting down within 20 to 30 feet taking pictures. I thought, my God, people, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, people are dumb sometimes. Like, we live in a world where, you know, no matter what's happening, like, you gotta get a picture of it, which
Yeah.
sometimes is cool, but other times it's like, dude, like, that bear is not here. You're not at a zoo. Like, you're at the bear's house. It wants to just hang out, dude.
Yeah, and a lot of these people never get out in nature. They're city dwellers, and they don't understand how dangerous nature can be.
So,
But, oh well.
yeah, survival of the fittest. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, after they're a bear popsicle.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Jesus, just blow up the tower. God, I don't know what is up with, like, go on like a big winning streak in this game, and then I'll go on like a huge losing streak. And I just, no matter what I do, I've been getting my ass handed to me all day today.
What are you playing?
What's that? The Clan or Clash Royales. It's like the things from Clash of Clans,
Oh, yeah.
like the little peoples, and then you try and like blow up the other person's castle.
Oh, on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that on TV.
So it's got the little, like, the archers and the giant and the barbarians and, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that dude just kicked my ass. Ah. All right, hang on, I have a phone call.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
That was a quick phone call. My mom wanted to know if I wanted to run up to the store with them.
No.
And I said, no, thanks. Although, I mean, it was the sporting goods store, but it's like, shit, dude. The last time I did that was on Friday. Me and my dad stopped off at Cabela's to buy some 22 ammo, and he bought a SIG 226.
Hmm.
And so if I went to the sporting goods store with them again, I'm just going to see more stuff that I probably want, and I'll just get upset that I can't just randomly buy a gun whenever I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, I don't know, you know, I don't really need anything right this second. So all I would see is stuff that I want, and then I would have to justify in my brain why I don't really need it right now. I'd rather just save my money and get something else.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just bought a 17 Winchester Super Magnum Ruger, or not Ruger, Savage, and it's a pretty nice gun. I just got it for small critters and for target shooting, but basically small game.
So you said it's a 17 Super thing or whatever. Is that
Yeah.
more than like the 17 HMR or?
Yeah, it's with the 20 grain bullet, it's supposed to go up to 3,000 feet per second. It's supposed to be the fastest rimfire there is.
Okay.
So I had to have one.
Because I just picked up a 17 HMR last fall. I've only really shot it a couple times, but I like it. It's neat.
I've got an HMR and a Mach 2, and I think the Mach 2 is more accurate than the HMR, but the HMR is really accurate too. Not to take anything away from it, but I like speed.
Yeah.
For a long time, Hornady quit making the Mach 2, and you couldn't find it anywhere. Now they've finally started to make some. I don't guess it sold as well as the HMR.
Yeah, I'm not even like familiar with it.
It's around 1,950 feet per second, and I don't know, is the HMR around 2,400 something or 25?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
I don't normally pay attention to that kind of stuff really. I just know the 17 is a small bullet going very, very fast.
Yeah.
I know the ammo I got was 17 grains. That's easy to remember. 17 grains.
That's what mine is. They make a 15.5, I think, for the Mach 2, but I don't know if it's any better. Do you buy the Hornady ammo?
That's a good question. I don't remember what kind of ammo I got.
I've had really good luck with it. It's really consistent.
I bought the Hornady for my 30-06. I did a little experiment last summer where I bought like one box of a bunch of different types of ammo, and then I just shot groups with all of them. And the Hornady American Whitetail or something, like it grouped the best. So I'm like, well, I guess like I was trying to decide like, okay, this will be my hunting ammo, and now I'm gonna like buy in bulk and get like a big case of it or something.
Yeah, they make some really good ammo.
But yeah, I don't remember what brand 17 I got. I think I just got a couple boxes because I was just gonna play with it on the weekend.
The only other
I still need to stock up, but that's one of those like if I run out, then it's like, well, darn, I can't find it. I ran out. Like, oh well, I have other stuff.
yeah,
It's not one of my stockpiled calibers. It's just cool if I have it. I don't really small game hunt. I wanted to, and I have yet to. I was gonna go with my buddy because that's the reason I bought it. He got one, and he told me about this deal Cabela's had. You buy it online and ship it to the store, and it was on sale for like I forget, like 100 something. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, if you ever small game hunt with it, you need to shoot them in the head because it will tear a rabbit in half.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah, it really has a lot of destructive power. It's amazing for such a small bullet. You wouldn't think it would have, but it really does.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a simple formula: mass times velocity. So
right,
you have something small going really, really fast, or something big going slow.
Yeah,
it's like it's all it could be the same, same equivalent.
Yeah, true.
Man, where is everybody? Come on, guys, join the chat.
Yeah, Knives was here a while ago. But,
Oh. Yeah, I want to get a new gun. But I'm also looking at getting a new truck, so
Yeah, I
save
need that.
my money a little bit.
I need that too.
I was starting to get discouraged because they're so damn expensive, and I could never find anywhere what the A plan price would be, because that, no matter what dealership you go to, you get the same A plan. Like, that's just, it is what it is. But then they sometimes throw incentives on top of that. So now I'm just going to start looking for when I can get like cash back or
Yeah.
you know, some type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so when I finally found a website that showed the A plan pricing, and once I saw that, was like, oh, okay, like now I know it changes based, like, even like what package you get. Like, it's not a set like percentage off, it's just each specific vehicle has a certain A plan price. But I now know, you know, estimated about like how much off of MSRP I can expect.
Yeah.
So now I can go in and really like figure out exactly what I want and then multiply it out and be like, okay, this is probably how much it will be out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that, I found that, you know, it's a little more than I would want to pay for a vehicle, but everything's more expensive now. And I hate to sound like an old person, but Jesus.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, I just got my car 11 years ago. I got my Jeep, and it's like, shit, you know, now you try and get the same one, it's like 10 grand more than what it was 10 years ago.
Oh, I know, it's unbelievable. Makes you wonder what it's going to be in 10 years from now.
I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I did get a little bit of hope that with that discount, I'm able to get a pickup truck back into like my budget range.
Well, that's good.
I'd still love to get a truck for like 20 grand, but those don't exist.
Yeah, no kidding.
At least not new, I should say.
Yeah.
I could
sure.
get something used, but I kind of want to just get a new truck and then keep it for, like, that's what I like, getting a new car, but then just keeping it for a long time.
That's what we do.
I don't think I'd like leasing. I don't like the idea of like basically paying all that money to rent a car for a couple of years.
No, I think that's just a waste of money. You gain absolutely no value or equity that way at all.
Yeah, but then again, I keep my cars long enough that it's like, you know, my car now probably isn't worth very much as trade-in value. So as far as the equity goes, it's like, it's not like I'm really getting, I'm not getting my money back out of it. So I still kind of rented the car, but
you go for a while without car payments, though, don't you?
yeah.
Yeah. Gee, what a person.
That person's cold.
Hmm?
Oh, there's a picture Instagram of a girl holding a couple guns, but her cold weather indicators are activated.
Mm.
Oh, Instagram, you always have interesting things on it.
Yeah, I'm not on Instagram. I need to do that. A lot of my friends are.
I just follow gun people and stuff. I don't really follow a lot of people that like I know. You know, I like gun channels people I do, but like,
Yeah.
you know, my friends in real life, my one buddy has one and it's private, but like he posts pictures of like his kids and stuff. But, like, it's just, you know, it's just his personal thing. But it's kind of nice. I don't talk to him that often, so it is kind of nice to be like, oh, they went to the whatever, the freaking, you know, hayride or something. Like, that's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hate to duck out on you, but my wife just got home with the groceries, so I'm gonna have to unload groceries.
All right,
I'll,
man.
I'll try to make it back later. You take care, Smeggy.
All right. Yep. You too. Take it easy.
Mhm.
I was alone. Do, 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 do. I was all by myself. Do, 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 do. No one was looking. I was thinking of you. Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, did I mention I was all by myself? Do, 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 do. All by myself. Do, 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 do. I went to your house. Do, 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 but no one was there. Do, 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 do. I went to your room. Do, 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 do. I was all by myself. Do, 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 do. You and me have such wonderful times when I'm all by myself. Do, 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 do. All by myself. Do, 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 do. All by myself. Drummers are weird. That song was written by Trey Cool, the drummer for Green Day. But no one was there. Oh, I like hearing myself sing twice. How's it going, man?
Hey,
Hey, good job on the pop quiz today.
yeah, I hope I get something.
You'll get something. Did you pick something?
Yeah, I picked something.
Then you'll get something.
I hope I put my directions right, my address.
You're not sure where you live?
Well, the thing has just one line for address, and I hope I filled it out completely.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
I hope so.
Here's the thing, you're around enough if there's a question, G-Webs will just like message you or something. And be like, dude, why did you type this in? That's not right. And then you can just tell them what it is.
Well, I hope so.
I don't know where I live. I'm lost.
I'm afraid somebody might take stuff out of my mailbox. So for a minute there, I thought I was going to give them my grandma's address. So I get my stuff.
What was the answer today? It was the Colt Patrol pistol
Police
or something?
something. The weapon from Death Wish 1, 1974. Police Patrol something special.
Someone shoot whatever that poor thing is. Listen to it suffering. Woo. Thanks, no.
I fixed my mom's car today because it died. Battery died. Guess the cold got it. It got down to the 50s here.
Oh, wow.
It was cold. I had to put on the heat. Today's going to get down to the 40s. This tomorrow's morning. And my dad wants to visit a friend, or I think he's his best friend, sort of. He's known him all his life, so I gotta go tomorrow. He lives like 3 hours away.
Yeah, it'll be a fun little adventure.
I'll basically be sitting down and watching TV, whatever he wants to watch on TV. He likes to watch nature programs. He's not well health-wise. My dad used to get his shoes when he was little, and they couldn't afford shoes. My dad was poor at one time, very poor. So he would get a hand-me-downs shoes from. His name is Ruben. Back in Cuba. I guess in the 30s and 40s. So they're close. I'll have to drive him there. Don't like to. I don't have old times to chew through. No. He's got a revolver.
Oh, that's cool.
I saw it Smith & Wesson lightweight. That's cool. That was the last time I saw him. Like a month ago or more. He just came back from Cuba. He went to visit. So they moved down from New Jersey, and now he's bored to death down there. He built a pretty nice house. He wants to sell it and move to North Carolina. Hey, my AR-15 is on the way.
Very cool.
I hope it lasts. I've been going through these codes for movies and getting them on the internet. I got Gone Baby Gone, Gangster Squad, and Argo. I've seen Argo. It's pretty good. I have a collection of movies on the internet, but I can't make them play on the... For some reason, they're slow. I tried to watch that Argo today, and machine won't communicate with that machine. The Chromecast. So I saw you got your donuts and Homer.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
I'm very excited. I have a new cleaning buddy.
Oh. I have a cleaning buddy too.
Ay, ay, ay.
So Matt is on today.
Yeah.
Is he going to discuss sci-fi TV shows? Is that last week's?
I don't know what the topic is today.
I didn't get anything accomplished. I wanted to do stuff. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. Mostly me driving. I fixed my mom's car, so that's okay. Battery died. And a cat peed out there. That orange cat. Had to clean it
Yep.
up.
Cats are evil.
Yeah. They just don't know. Don't you get a discount if you get a car? Don't you work for the car industry in a way?
Yeah.
Is the Ford Ranger coming?
It's supposed to be, yeah.
That's a cheap car, cheaper.
We'll see. I think it's going to be bigger than what the Ranger used to be. It's going to be more a mid-size than like a smaller size. I bet you'll be in the 30s,
Yeah,
if I had to guess.
that's
And it
insane.
doesn't come out till, I think, next year or whatever. I want a car now.
Is your SUV falling apart?
Not really. It needs brakes. I don't really feel like putting money into it when I want a new car anyways.
And you want a truck?
Yep.
Cool.
I want a new truck.
Anywho. I charged batteries today. And I listened to most of the Daily Gun Show, well, all of it, and some of the early watch. And I had to fix cars and stuff. And redeem coupons. There's a cool kitten out there. She climbed me. I'm gonna have to take a picture. Looks like my niece's kitten. She has a cat at home. Her name is Rita. And this one looks just like her and behaves just like her. She's cute and meows a lot. I think she's sad because her mom was killed on the road. Anywho. I saw Night Strikes picking up topics for today. Tomorrow's hit or miss. It'll be interesting. Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. Still haven't received anything from the NRA. I have a Lego figure my nephew gave me.
It's pretty cool, but it's not as cool as a Lego Homer.
I don't know, but he could be my cleaning buddy. Oh, I got something cool. I've got the Beatles and their Yellow Submarine.
That's cool.
He's got a hole in his pocket. That was a weird movie.
On April 18th, 1930, the BBC announced there is no news today and played piano music instead.
That's nice. BBC.
Interesting if it's true.
There's no news today. Let's just play some music.
Yeah, well, thanks to you, I'm going to have Yellow Submarine gone through my head all night long.
The song or the movie?
The song.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm old enough, I remember the song.
Oh.
So there's a Walking Dead post, and it's got that one chick or whatever is like, "Sorry, Daryl, I lost your poncho," and he goes, "That's okay, I lost your sister."
I don't watch Walking Dead. I've been watching The Time Tunnel. Good TV. Sci-fi show from the 60s. It's like Sliders and Doctor Who kind of thing. Time traveling. They have no idea where they're going to land next. Sliders, kind of like Quantum Leap. It's like a scientific experiment and send these two guys back in time.
So there's this dude said, my neighbors were complaining it's too cold for my dog outside or to leave my dog outside all day in the winter. So I sent him this picture, and it's basically there's like the little tiny pile of snow like in the shadow, and there's a husky laying in the snow. Like he has all this other area in the sun to lay down in, and he chose to lay down in the snow. Like, I think your dog's fine.
It's a husky.
Yeah.
Sky of blue and sea of green.
Now, is that some vinyl?
It's vinyl. The real thing.
For a while.
Oh, BBC wants attention. U.S. Acting Attorney General says Justice Department will not defend Trump immigration curbs in court. Hi, Night Strike.
Hi, Roth.
What's going on, man?
The Smegster.
Smegalator. Smeggle like a ding dong.
Okay, let's not go that far, but sure. So, what's going on with you, my Michigan friend?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just winding down from my awesome weekend of walking in the snow.
Is it really snowing up there?
It was snowing this weekend, yeah.
Did you go and decide to say, fuck that guy?
No.
You didn't help him? You just went snowing up there?
What? Now I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Or was that last week? I can't remember which.
Fuck that guy. There was...
That one guy from work. You're mentioning about it.
Oh, yeah. No, it was fine. I did have to go in on Friday, but like I got done in time to go up north Friday night.
Okay, good.
It was just I didn't know if I maybe would have to be there on Saturday, but no, we got it done Thursday and Friday.
We are supposed
y'all
to get...
Yes, we can hear you, Raph.
This is Patrick.
Oh, Patrick, yes, we can hear you too.
Okay.
You do a
This
very
part-
good impression of Raph, apparently.
Yes, good job.
Well, this is my first time joining the chat, so I'm trying to figure this thing out.
See, he's already setting precedents. Okay, I see something I want.
Okay, what is it?
Check this out, Smegs. Apparently, they're back in stock on PSO's website.
Back in stock. What do we got here?
I've got an extra set of furniture and an extra set and an extra trigger and hammer.
Barreled receiver with match bolt carrier, dust cover, gas tube. Cool.
So all I need is just to get some springs, and I'd be in business with another AK.
That's pretty awesome.
If they stay in stock by probably next week, then I might have one. I might order it. But, I'm not holding my breath. Just remember, it's PSA. They're hardly ever in stock with things.
Cool.
What's meant by blem?
Blemished.
So what is the damage to it?
Blemished, not damaged. Blemish usually means that they screwed up on the either the paint or they scratched the paint or something. That's usually what blemish means. Or
Okay.
the anodizing, or in this case, I guess the parkerizing didn't go exactly how they wanted. So they call it blemished and they sell it off. And it's like half the price of an actual AK. Granted, it doesn't come with all the parts. That's just it. But I have spare parts because I was going to modify the AK I got from Foos to use a double hook trigger instead of a single hook. But then I decided, you know what? Why don't I just buy another AK instead?
Hey,
Right?
I understand it.
Yeah, of course you do. Did you go ahead and still get the AR?
Huh?
Did you still get the AR?
Yeah, I got the AR. It's coming.
Okay.
It's in the mail.
It's in the mail. Okay, good.
It's in the mail.
No. He bought an AR from Classic Firearms, so it literally is in the mail.
Oh, okay. I'm cleaning one right now.
Remember, black rifles matter.
Yes, they do.
Oh, hashtag like dad advice. My dad always tells me, don't use your turn signals. It's no one else's business where you're going.
And that's just too bad. The law states otherwise.
There's this other one. Someone posted a thing that was like, ice cream too hard to scoop, and then it shows a picture of a spoon in a microwave, and then a guy posts a picture replying to it with this freaking like microwave on fire. He goes, "God damn it!" Oh, people are
learned
stupid.
today. If you're in Florida and run a red light, you get a ticket in the mail.
Did you learn that by going to your mailbox?
I got a ticket in my mailbox today from a red light I ran in Florida about 3 weeks ago.
Red light cameras. They even get you on the right-hand turn.
Well, it's like this in South Carolina. You can turn on red here in South Carolina unless there's a sign saying otherwise.
Yeah, you
And
can't.
it's been like that in the South all over.
If you're going too fast, the machine will take a picture of you.
What?
If you're making a right-hand turn and you're going too fast, you can't turn on red. The machine will take a picture of you.
Well, even if you can't turn on red, you're supposed to stop and go, not just go at full speed.
Yeah, somewhere above like 10 miles per hour or 5 or something. So even on right-hand turn, you can get a ticket.
The light I went through was yellow when I started, but it was red by the time I got through.
There is a problem with some lights being timed so that the yellow is very short.
Yeah.
And some guy actually fought it, and he timed the lights. And he won.
Just figured it was Florida wanted to get after a Michigan plate.
Who remembers these?
I'm trying to leave it so that there's enough for 2
I do,
tomorrow morning.
and I'm
Catch your water.
too young to know them. Okay, Raph, if you're gonna start showing 8 tracks, don't make me pull the box out and make you sad.
Hey, what do you got? I want to see it.
I got some controversial ones.
Sweet.
See, my webcam's working first.
Controversial. Abbey Road. I don't have a lot. Haven't been to the stores looking for them. The White Album.
Yeah, I don't have any Beatles.
Are you experienced?
I can honestly say my first vehicle had an 8-track player in it.
That's only showing your age.
I know. That's why I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I'm 30. I'm 33, so I shouldn't know about 8-tracks, but I do.
A little
See.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, God, no. Now get that away. All right, Raph. Hey, Raph, I got something for you. Here, check this out. You know, you got 8-tracks, and sometimes when you only have an 8-track player in your car, you'd rather just have a cassette player. You know that?
I had a cassette player. I still have a cassette player.
Well, I didn't, so I want these.
All right, Raph, I'll give you one more.
Hey, so
When
that-
Bohemian Rhapsody was
Cool.
the hit, I was a senior in high school.
All right, Raph. You want to start showing 8-tracks? Okay.
All things must pass.
Hey, Night Strike,
Yeah, what's up?
what's the brand name of that high fidelity microphone you're using tonight?
Crackle.
Oh God, it's not crackling again, is it?
It's bad.
Fuck.
Kind of like that AM quality, like when a thunderstorm's going through.
The chairman of the board.
My first car had an AM radio only. No cassette, no 8-track, no nothing.
My first car just had an AM radio. And a lot of cars didn't even have a radio. It was optional.
Mine was optional. I had to fight the dealer so he could put one in. And nothing to see here, but Led Zeppelin 1.
Mine had an AM.
Is it still giving me problems now?
Better.
Yeah, that's better.
A little better.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin 3. Led Zeppelin 4. I'm sure I don't have the second volume. I think there are 2 volumes to The Song Remains the Same. So I don't know.
Right. Let's see, where is it?
So I've got
Now, here's an old one you'd probably remember. I got I got classics. Here, check this out. Glenn Miller.
Sweet.
Yeah. And I got another one.
Little Brown Jug.
Lawrence Welk. There you go.
All right.
Boy, I'm so proud I almost have a tear.
Uh-oh.
That's
They got
what he got for dishing on Lawrence Welk.
Yeah. Champagne Bubbles got him. And Caviar Dream.
Any of you actually watched Lawrence Welk?
Lawrence Welk.
I've seen it.
I-
My
I've got a-
grandparents were watching it.
Yeah, my grandparents watched it all the damn time.
When I was trying to watch the show that came after Lawrence Welk, I would have to see some
Was
of it.
Was it Hee Haw?
Sam Penn
I
music.
remember people down the street used to watch Hee Haw. And the only reason I know is because they didn't have air conditioning, so in the summertime they always kept their windows open. And I always thought, that sounds like the stupidest TV show.
All right. I got one. One that was featured in you might know this guy. Chuck
Ooh.
Berry.
Cool.
Yeah. I got another
Looks like
one.
Night Strike up with about an extra 50 pounds.
Yeah, shop.
Didn't
Bing
they
Crosby.
the Rolling
Bing
Stones
Crosby.
as their backup band
I don't know.
for Chuck Berry?
Here's a newer one you can appreciate.
Dang.
The Carpenters.
All right. There's some rock and roll in there.
It is.
The Carpenters were never rock and roll.
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
They were pop, but they were pop like Donnie and Marie. Pop.
Now, unfortunately, this is disco, so I don't like this one. But check out the name on this one.
Wow.
That's old.
And I'll be okay as long as nobody starts singing "Go Away, Little Girl." Donnie and Marie.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. I got a couple. The controversial tapes I have. There are a couple. I got a couple of Bill Cosby stuff.
How is that controversial?
Well, it's controversial now.
Situation he's in right now.
I mean,
Actually.
he is now, but his comedy was not.
Yeah, well, I've got a bunch of those, and I've got a bunch of older stuff in here. Like I got Bing Crosby's "Merry Christmas." I've got a couple of the great original hits of the 50s and 60s, and I've got them all on 8-track. And then before you ask, yes, I have an 8-track player.
What about the Smothers Brothers? Do you have any of that?
No, I've got great songs of David Bacharach and David. I've never heard of them. I've listened to
Partridge
it. But
Family?
I think I might have one of those, yeah. I've just got this huge box full of them that I got out of my uncle's garage when I was like years younger. And I also have a bunch of Chet Atkins. I don't know why,
Cool.
but apparently I have a bunch of Chet Atkins and Danny Davis and the Nashville Brass, Super Country. So I got a little country in here too. Happens. Someone's got a call. Yeah, I've got a whole box full of 8-tracks. Hey, Daniel, you might know this guy. The Greatest of Eddie Arnold. You remember him?
The Pig?
Chester and Lester.
Ah. So.
This is one of my favorites. A friend of mine in Oklahoma gave me this. It's a demonstration disc, probably for radio.
Nice.
Is
But
he
yeah,
still-
I've got. Is he still your friend?
Well, I guess both questions are valid. Raphael, is he still in Oklahoma, and is he still your friend?
Yeah.
Did you visit him?
No, I don't know what part of Oklahoma he lives.
Well, how much of a friend can you be?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. He got married and moved out.
You're a horrible friend.
I'm a horrible friend. Oi.
But yeah, I got more 8-tracks, but I don't feel like digging them out. You know, it's a bunch of the same. A lot of law
So
and
is this
smoke.
like this is the 8-track shaming club?
No, it's the 8-track appreciation club.
Oh.
Just because just because to some of you I'm a young shit does not mean I can't appreciate old technology.
I used to go to the thrift store a lot, and if I saw something interesting, I'd buy it.
I'm just embarrassed. I used to use that technology.
I had that technology too.
So, hey, growing up, we had this huge stereo my mom had, and she basically it didn't have a cassette player in it, so you had to literally put a that converter I've got that converted the 8-track to cassette player, so you could listen to your cassettes.
Yep.
This was
And
my
this thing was massive.
Basically the
This
size
thing,
of a love seat. It was like small furniture.
no, this thing was the size. This was my mom had a really big one. My grandfather got it for you know a wedding present, and this thing was the
Yeah, they were
size
really big ones, too.
of. It was made out of wood, and it was the size of a long couch. Not the 2-seater, the long one. I'm like, good Lord, look how small the console is on the thing, but look how big the whole thing is. So,
My favorite 8-track when I was a kid was this one. Disco. A Night in
Disco.
Studio 54.
there you go.
But really, I started out with vinyl. Remember when 8-tracks came in and it turned out to be the big hit.
Yeah, there's more appreciation for 8-tracks nowadays than, before.
If you like strange formats, there's a guy on YouTube called Tech Moan, Moan, who does films about old technology.
Hey, I've got laser discs
Cool.
and a laser disc player. Where the laser discs were the size of a record.
Yeah, I remember those. I
That's
found
what
a
they had
bunch
before DVDs, and they had great quality, but they were ridiculously expensive, which is why hardly anybody bought them. That's why when DVDs came out and were the big thing, everybody got them because they were affordable and they were small and compact. But granted, before you had DVD, you had video CD, but that was really only in Japan and China.
It wasn't until Make It Big that they put the exclamation point and wham.
Oh, I see.
I love
Right.
that.
What was the name of those two black guys? It was a duo, but they actually lip synced everything they did.
Milli and Vanilli.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know that. I just remember that because I remember they got in trouble back in like the early '90s for that shit, and then a couple years ago, one of them died, and then the other one died.
Wow. Sad. They got caught because their record skipped while they were performing.
They should have went digital.
Tape.
I'm not gonna even try and compete. I've got a ton of those, and I don't feel like pulling them out of the box.
I don't have many, just two probably. This one is Patsy Cline. Really good.
Sometimes I wonder when today's artists, when they put the microphone right up to their mouth, is it because they're literally doing the same thing, so you can't really match the lips to what they're
I don't know.
saying?
Or there's another tape. The other tape, because
I mean, they've done that with backgrounds for decades, because you can't bring your background singers with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mystery. Technology from the past.
Night Strike's microphone.
Uh-huh.
Very funny.
I heard very funny.
Took you a while to get it.
Unused
I
cassette.
was messing with the settings.
I thought it was a credit card. Night Strike, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sounds like you're whispering in the background if you're talking to us.
Good. I'm talking about you on air.
That's great.
Yep, now you're back.
Is that good enough, or do I need to raise the sound volume?
Sounds good here.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds perfect to me also, so.
Are you saying that just so you don't have to hear me?
No, that was an honest comment.
Okay, good.
So, Raphael, do any shooting?
No, I didn't do anything today. I had to fix my mom's car. The battery died.
Did you do anything over the weekend?
Not a lot. And tomorrow we're going to visit my dad's friend from childhood.
Do you know where he lives?
Yeah, in Coral Gables. I think Naples area.
So that friend you know a little bit better than the Oklahoma friend.
Yeah, somewhat. Sort of. He knows him. I don't really know him. All I know is that he used to get his shoes when that guy outgrew them. His name is Ruben.
Well, you said it was a childhood friend. How can you not? Why would you go visit somebody you don't know?
Well, it's my dad's friend
Oh, okay.
from way in the 40s when my dad was poor and stuff.
Back when swing was cool.
The land before time.
I don't think swing made it to Cuba.
It probably didn't.
They were
No,
busy.
no, that's pre-Castro. They had the casinos. They had all sorts of fancy flamingo dances down there. It was the place to be, Havana.
Yeah, but he wasn't in Havana. He was way out
In
the
the
other
sticks.
I'm just saying, just because somebody was in Cuba doesn't mean they were.
where the revolution happened.
Wait, did Cuba have salsa? I mean the actual dance. I don't mean the
The sauce.
sauce.
Yeah, they had some of that.
Okay, well, as long as they had
My dad was
salsa
not
dance.
a dancer. He was probably out working, cutting sugar cane and lifting bags of coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, they used to sell coffee.
Before Castro.
No, before Castro, and then
So, Ralph, if you wanted to go visit, let's say the time your dad grew up in, how much would it cost just for one person to get from where you're at down there and back?
I don't know now because prices have gone down a lot. It used to be very expensive.
Well, yeah, Obama had made some changes. I forget exactly when in regards to the status of Cuba. And I was wondering if that reduced the prices.
Yeah, it did, big time. It used to take a lot of money to go there.
a lot of payoffs.
Some, not a lot. Just a guy at the airport.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the entire system kind of depends on graft,
Yeah,
or at least it used to.
I'm sure there's still some of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, if you went to a taxi driver, you could get there right now and pay the regular fare, or pay more, but then not if you don't look like you're going to give them a tip. Then it ends up taking 3 hours to get there.
I'm sure there's some of that happening. Tourists, they're liable to spend more money than they know. So they're probably handing out big tips because they don't know any better.
Generally speaking, what's the exchange rate?
It used to be 24 pesos to the dollar. I'm not sure what is happening now.
Now, just to keep things simple, like a can of soda pop, how much would in peso, whatever the currency is of Cuba, how many would it take to get a can of soda pop?
There's stores, so you could probably get that kind of stuff, but you got to use American dollars.
Oh, you can't buy the Cuban brand of soda pop?
I think the government has it so that you have to spend it at their store. So the Cubans are not allowed to go there and buy because they don't have. Well, they're getting now the U.S. dollars, so they probably can buy more stuff. But it's at government prices.
Right. So I'm asking, what's the government price for a can of soda?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Let's put this in perspective. 1 Cuban peso is, 3 cents in U.S. dollars.
Probably.
That's the current exchange rate.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you want 1 USD to Cuban pesos, it's like 26.5 Cuban pesos.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't give them any money. I didn't really buy anything from the store. If I did, I just buy from Cuban people. I didn't go to the government store. I went there just to look, but I didn't buy anything. Not going to support those people. And I had family, so I just ate at home. I drank a lot of rum. Safe water, Stay away from the water.
Well, that's true. That's true of any. It's true, especially like in South America and Mexico. Don't drink the water
because it comes from a well, and everything goes down to the well.
Montezuma's revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily just in Mexico, but I'm sure it can happen everywhere else.
Oh yeah, there's no water treatment plants in Cuba.
What, are you crazy? They don't have that stuff.
No. You can dump whatever you want in the ground, and it goes into the place where you drink your water. In the city, in the country, it's different. There are places where it's pristine.
I'm sure Castro had his own personal water treatment plant.
Yeah. I drove once in the street next to the water there, directly facing Jamaica, if you know where Jamaica is, and he had like 6 houses all in a row. Fidel's houses.
Is that where he hosts his private guests or something?
Well, he had those houses because nobody knew where he was, so he could be in any of those 6 houses, and you wouldn't know.
Ah,
Smart man. He used to be.
At one point.
Yeah. He was a genius.
I would say if he was a genius, he was an evil genius.
Yeah.
I gotta go make donuts. I'll see you guys later.
See?
Make us one. I know a different type of donuts, but I had to say that anyways.
Yeah. One kid told me, "Are you an American? Because you're nice." They are indoctrinated that Americans are evil.
Oh, there's one Castro down. There's how many to go?
2. They're 3 brothers.
There were 3 brothers?
Yeah, he got 3.
Oh, Lord.
Castro and another guy who isn't really in the government. So. But nothing's going to change. There's too much graft and stuff happening for the thing to change. But who knows? Something could happen. People get sick of it. But I don't know. People are pretty dumb. And if they're just keeping the head above water, they'll keep it going because they have nothing else.
Who's his brother that's in charge right now?
Raul.
Okay, he has another brother, Ramon.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
Apparently he's dead.
He's dead too?
2016.
Oh, he did. He didn't do anything.
1924 to 2016.
So we got one more to go.
And that's, but the thing is, he's got 2 sisters that are alive.
Now they're not going to do anything.
3 actually.
And it's a macho culture. They probably won't take orders from a female.
Right.
Soon there'll be no Castro brothers.
Yay.
Yeah. I was going to go shooting today, but didn't happen.
I was too. Didn't happen. It's like, and I know it's like Night Strike. You could just go and shoot in your backyard. Yeah, if it wasn't in the 30s and 40s out, I would.
Mm-hmm.
That's too cold for me.
But tomorrow it gets in the 40s.
Oh,
Here.
Don't tell me that.
In Florida.
Where did all our warm weather go? We're in the south, not the Arctic North.
It's coming. The warmth is coming.
Texas.
What?
It was 75 in Dallas today.
Oh, you shut up. You shut your dirty mouth.
No, I'm not kidding.
It's been 25 all day here, so that's not.
That's cold.
Actually, I consider that a fairly decent day.
Yeah, it's 43 out
is
right
when it
now.
gets in the teens.
Oh my God! Hooray! It's supposed to be 70 degrees tomorrow. You can have all that cold in Florida. I'll take the 70 degrees.
Of course, I'm up where Smiggy is. Smiggy and I are probably an hour apart.
Are you in Detroit?
Oh, no. No, I stay away from that area.
Yeah, well, that's where
Other
Smuggy is.
direction from that. I know. That's why we're an hour apart. He's in Detroit, and I'm an hour away from him.
Grand Rapids.
Between Detroit and Grand Rapids.
'Cause I got family.
I'm kind of right on the main artery. If you look at your hand, you have a vein going up your hand. I'm right on that main artery, which would be I-69.
I have family in Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids.
All right. Well, see, I'm about from Kalamazoo. I do a lot of business in Kalamazoo. So I drive there every so often. So I'm actually close. I am Detroit.
I got a gal in Kalamazoo.
Did you have to do that, Ralph?
I went to college in Kalamazoo, if that counts for anything.
Glenn Miller.
All right, now pull out a Chet Atkins. Pull out some Chet Atkins. I know you've got some.
Just that one. Just Chester and Lester. This is swing. We got Artie Shaw, Glenn Miller, Tommy Dorsey.
You don't have any Lawrence Welk?
I don't think so. This is before his time, I think. Artie Shaw. Harry James.
All right, since this is gun sales, you pulled out a lot of music from 70 to 80. What's a gun from the 70s to 80?
The gun from the 70s, okay. And a gun from the 80s. The Beretta 92S and the Beretta M9. The 92S was 1977, I believe. The M9 was technically the adoption's like what, 80? I think it's 86.
Benny Goodman. The Andrews sisters.
No, it's 80. The M9 was 85. I was a year off.
Okay. Always amazes me on the Daily Show. You know, they bring up those hints for the guns. I know none of those blues.
You don't know any of that?
Les Paul and Mary Ford.
All right, some classics.
Don't have any Chet, but I have some Lester.
Well, you need some Chet, so, you know,
Yeah.
get on that.
If I come across some, I'll pick some up.
Good man.
I made a joke on the chat room about cougars in Indiana. Oh, this is the guy, see? He's a cougar in Seymour.
Sigh.
Cougar Melcath.
That was bad.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what? I got another bad one for you. Have you heard about that new broom?
What new broom?
That new broom.
Which new broom?
You haven't heard about it.
I haven't heard about the new broom.
Okay, well, it's sweeping the nation.
Ooh. Ow.
Very good, Night Strike.
I've got a million of them. I really do. So watch out.
You set him up good for that one.
I did.
Does anybody remember this movie? Eddie and the Cruisers?
No.
It's a good movie.
I don't even want to admit I do.
Good movie. They also had a sequel, Eddie Lives. Good soundtrack.
You guys are really aging me tonight.
Don't worry. I'm probably younger than Ralph. Ralph, how old are you?
44 now.
I'm sorry.
4-4.
He's got 11
Well-
years on me.
15 years on him, so
All right, Ralph, I got another one for you. All right, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
What do you call an alligator in a vest?
What do you call an alligator in a vest?
An investigator.
Oh. Did not see that coming.
I'm sure you did. Maybe just a little bit.
Take my wife, please.
Hmm.
Where that tape went?
Hey, Ralph,
Yo,
what do you call a fake noodle?
what do you call a fake noodle?
An impasta.
Oh, zing! Uh-oh. Phone ringing.
Phone. Better answer.
Somebody picked it up.
I won't say any more just because, you know.
Yeah, you gotta keep them for
I
hit or
gotta keep
miss.
some. No. Not unless you're on hit or miss, so I could just have you, help me set the joke up.
Well, Smeggy can do it. He's talented.
He's got to pay attention.
Oh,
I've noticed that Patrick's been trying to say something, but he's not coming through to us.
No, I'm not saying nothing. I'm cleaning the rice here. So I'm kind of dropping some things on the table. So this is my first time, so first time in a chat, so I really don't know too much what to say or how to act and what not to do. And
Introduce yourself. Be nice, or
well,
be an ass, but at least be a likable ass.
Patrick, I'm Patrick. I live in Dallas, North Texas, Denton area, and joined about September, and been listening and love the shows and love all the information.
Awesome. Watch Hit or Miss every Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock.
Oh, I do.
Hi, Patrick. I'm in Tampa, Florida.
I used to live in Orlando.
Yeah, we're like an hour away from Orlando.
Yep.
We're on the east coast of the west coast, or the west coast of the east coast.
And
Gulf
I'll
of Mexico?
apologize right now if my kid comes in here yelling Buzz Lightyear, stuff, because he's in there watching Toy Story.
I got
And then
family in Dallas, in Euless.
I used to live near there.
And then your dog is drinking a lot of water.
Yeah, he was.
Gonna see them in March, probably.
Yay.
They got a baby.
Ah.
She was born February of this year. So she'll be a year old soon.
February of last year, you mean?
Yeah, February of last year, so 2016.
So we are in a new year.
I was there for that.
Awesome.
I'm gonna visit her and the baby in Euless. And I figured out how to avoid Dallas completely. Don't have to get on that loop. It's gonna be awesome this year. I'm gonna avoid Dallas. Like the play.
Dallas is. I work in Dallas every day, and it takes me 2 hours to get home.
I believe it.
And I drive 75 miles round trip.
Remember to drive past Fort Worth as well.
Fort Worth's cool. Fort Worth are actually intelligent people that live in Fort Worth versus Dallas is a bunch of $30,000 millionaires and a bunch of liberals.
I've been to that Dallas Fort Worth airport. It's too nice. They don't deserve that airport.
I've been there forever.
I know, they still don't deserve it.
Yeah, my niece lives right almost next to it.
Especially that tram that goes all the way around the building. It's too nice for them.
Without a driver, by the way. It's all automated.
I know. That scared me the first time I got on one of those things. Like, where's the driver? Oh, no, these are all automated. Oh, shit, as the door closes.
It's funny when you see them stuck in the middle when they're going between terminals and you're stuck on the track and you drive past it with people in it. It gives me a chuckle every time. It's like the Johnny Cab and Total Recall, you're at the mercy of the computer.
Yeah. Johnny Cab, I remember that movie. They made a remake of that.
Total Recall. It was awful. It was really awful, apparently.
They also made a sequel or a remake of The Magnificent Seven for some reason. I heard it's good. Daniel said it was good, I think.
I watched that last night. It's a good movie.
Maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know when they start making. They also made a sequel of Ben-Hur.
That one I didn't see the sequel yet.
No, they made a remake of Ben-Hur.
A remake of Ben-Hur.
And that's one movie. It's another movie you don't remake. You don't remake Charlton Heston movies, just like you don't remake John Wayne movies.
True.
But they went ahead and remade a John Wayne movie, so fuck it, let's do a Charlton Heston one too.
Yeah, they remade True Grit.
True Grit, which I've watched that version, and I've watched the original John Wayne version, and I still believe the John Wayne version is better. Regardless of how they did the new one, I like the John Wayne one.
Oh, hands down. Hands down, you're right.
Come on, it's the Duke. So,
I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. The hell I won't. Pow. That was one of his quotes in the movies.
yeah.
Can't remember that one, what the name of that movie, but it's.
Yeah, I like Stagecoach. That's my favorite. I can watch that anytime it comes on. The Searchers is good too.
Mm-hmm.
Songs of Katie Elder. The Longest Day. He's got a part in it.
Longest Day.
Flying Leathernecks.
Sands of Iwo Jima.
Yep.
Rio Bravo.
Rio Bravo, yeah.
Not too crazy about the Quiet Man. It's a little bit too romantic.
Well, he's got to do one or two to appease the fans
Mm-hmm. For the ladies.
or the ladies.
The Long Voyage Home. He plays like a Swede merchant marine or something. It was good. Never seen Genghis Khan. He did a Genghis Khan movie, which they say might have cost him his life because they filmed it in a location that was radioactive.
I saw it. It was a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I assembled a new rifle a few weeks ago, and it was a 7.62 by 39 AR,
Cool.
and it's using the standard lower.
How'd you manage that?
There's about 3 companies out there that make magazines that I've found that'll fit in the standard lower, regular AR-15 lower. And you got to try and figure out which one will work in your rifle. I know Wyndham, they use D&H mags, and so I was kind of patterning everything off that, but I used a Radical upper from Primary Arms, and with a 1-to-10 twist. And then I bought the C Products Defense mags. And then I bought one ASC mag, which that ASC mag was a joke. It doesn't even work. But the C Products mags work perfectly.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of ARs in 7.62 by 39.
I shot it yesterday, 200 yards, 4-inch group.
Cool.
Yeah, well, you know, if you want to use 7.62 by 39, I'm more of a traditionalist. Buy an AK.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. I just don't want to spend the
Or
time on.
If you're too cheap for an AK, go and buy an SKS.
True.
Just because an SKS will be as cheap as buying an AR-15 these days.
That's true.
Because the prices have gone up from like 150 to $400.
Oh, here comes the kid. I want to mute myself.
All right.
What is that thing?
Sorry about that. I'm gonna tell you what, that this AR, it really actually it works.
Well, that's a nice Franken AR you got there.
Oh yeah, it works. Yeah, it's cool. And the other thing is, an AK around here, they won't let anybody shoot an AK at 100 yards.
Really? Why not?
Because of the groups that you get. You can't shoot an AK anywhere in DFW at a public range past 50 yards.
It's funny.
Yeah. Everywhere. No AKs on at 30 yards.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
It's a foreign rifle.
I don't have that problem.
Yeah, the same thing with the SKSs. I got a close friend of mine. He's got one his dad bought in the early 90s, and they won't let it shoot past 100.
Yeah, well, I don't have that problem because I don't go to ranges. Not if I can help it.
Well, I have my backyard.
Yeah, why would I go and pay to use somebody's range when I could just use my backyard?
Same here.
No. 30 acres of county land? Yeah, I think I'll use that instead. Instead of paying $20 for an hour. And only being able to use up to 30 caliber ammunition. Not that I have anything bigger than 30 caliber, but still. I don't like restrictions.
It's un-American.
I own the property behind my berm even, so I'm not worried about shooting a bullet across the neighbor's yard.
I don't have neighbors behind my yard. It's about 300 to 600 acres of swampland with a river. So it doesn't bother me.
Well, that's kind of like me. I'd have to shoot about 4 miles to get to the next place from where I shoot. So the only thing I'd like to do is I've always had a dream of pouring a pad of concrete and putting up some nice benches and shade over my head and something like that out there, but I don't seem to get that done either. But the problem I have is I have a range in my backyard, but I have a dozen guns in my safe that I have never shot yet. I've bought them and I've never shot them.
Now, where did you say you were?
I live in southern Michigan.
Well, you know what? Maybe I should take a trip to southern Michigan and help you fire all those guns.
You can anytime you want to.
You know, if you have all those guns and you haven't shot them, that means you need a friend to help you with that.
Guns
and, you know, that's part of it. I used to do a lot of shooting with friends, and since it's, you know, one way and I haven't done a lot of shooting with friends, it's harder to shoot by yourself than it is with a friend.
Yeah, I don't mind shooting by myself, especially if I'm working on a rifle and I just built like an AR and I'm testing it out. hell yeah, I'm going to take it out back and shoot it. But, you know, it's more fun with friends and family, I'll tell you that.
Now, like when I'm reloading, a lot of times I'll go in my workshop, I'll reload a bullet, and I'll run out and shoot it, and then I'll run back down in and reload another one and, you know, tune them in that way. And I don't seem to have problems with that. But just to actually go out back and shoot, do it. I was trying to think. Now that you mentioned it, I'm trying to think what I have that shot yet. I bought a 22 long rifle, and I know I've never shot that gun. My 1911 back, and from having a trigger job on it, and I've never shot it since it's been back.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy. You fix that right now. Fix that. You should always fire off that 45. Now, if it's in 9mm, then I don't care.
And I built a 450 Bushmaster last fall, and I've never shot it yet. I have a long list of things I could go out back and shoot right now.
You need to start making YouTube videos and show all the rifles that you haven't shot, and just, you know, each week or, you know, or whatnot, make a video of you shooting one of those rifles.
I've never gotten into that. I enjoy watching gun channels. For the most part, I probably watch more than I actually get on and talk more tonight than I ever have.
You'd probably get 20,000 subscribers just to watch you shoot. Trust me, you don't even have to be a good shot. Yes, it does help. I'll give you that. But you know, there are tons of people that will watch people shoot.
Really?
Just people opening boxes. It's not hard to get an audience.
It is for me.
You've seen
Only because I don't do shooting videos.
Unboxing videos?
Oh, unboxing, yeah. I've seen those.
I bought a 204 Ruger last fall that I've never shot yet. So that's why I said it. I got a bunch of guns I've bought that I've never shot.
Tell us you've at least cleaned them.
I mean, they're all oiled and they're put away in the safe, but
they're not still in the Cosmoline or packing grease, are they?
No. Some of them are used now that that I said that's probably packing grease still, because that gun I'm not even sure if I even opened the box.
Packing grease, Cosmoline, kind of same thing.
But some of those I enjoy going to gun shows. Go to a show and I decide I see something I want, I buy it. Then I bring it home and then I never shoot it.
I don't know if I could stay in this chat any longer. That just sounds un-American.
Why is that? Am I scaring you away?
Yeah, it sounds un-American.
Oh. Well, I don't know.
No, all it is just I'm getting really tired. I may not even jump in match chat tonight. I'll get shit for it tomorrow, but, you know, whatever.
If I'll jump in, usually I like jumping in the last hour. I'm really not a TV person, so I don't You know, the geek part of it doesn't really appeal to me. I like the gun part of it, but I'm not a geek part of it.
I don't watch episodes on TV. I watch classic TV.
You're watching TV Land.
Yeah. Watching Time Tunnel from 1968. Good TV show.
No, you're watching I Love Lucy.
No, I don't
And,
like
you know, just like Ricky always says, Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Hey, Fred! Oh, yeah, Fred, come here!
And really, I've probably watched enough chats for today. I've these this morning, and I'm not getting any work done today, that's for sure.
Never enough chats. Never enough chats.
And I think I talked to Smiggy last night till 2 or 3 in the morning, so
Yeah, what's Maggie doing up that late?
He's buying some
oh,
knives.
he was up late. He was up late last night, I'll tell you that.
Did he buy some knives?
I don't know. Ask Mr. Knives.
No, because he watches these. Sometimes he wakes up or something, and it's one of those infomercials. You buy like 400 knives for $40 or something like that.
No, we was talking about a mosquito night quite late.
The 6-hour mosquito.
And I was telling him my experience with that gun, and we just got
Yeah.
talking quite along there.
All right. I think I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Happy trails.
All right, good night.
Night.
And really, I should do the same thing. I should go in and say hi to my family.
Good thing.
I kind of get on the computer out in my shop, and my family's in the house, so I probably should go in the house and say hi.
I check up on them from time to time.
They do like that.
I got very slow internet.
So Raphael, how do you like your AK that you got?
Oh, I haven't shot it yet. I shot the AMD 63, and that was nice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, the AMD.
Yeah, it's good. Except it just likes Tapco magazines. But I got some now. It's an indoor range, so it's kind of unpleasant.
Oh yeah, I was shooting pistols a week ago, and there was a guy. I was like, he just pounded away, and I was like, holy cow!
Mm-hmm.
It gets a little loud.
Yeah, I have to double up the ear protection. And it's a very small place. It's like,
Yeah. Was that the 25 yards only?
yeah, it's very little. Maybe, I don't know how far it goes because there are no markers on the wall. They just have this camera that you put your target on so you can see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It is not fun.
We got a couple by work that are like that. They're just lines painted in the wall, and it looks like a dungeon near where I work. But the one closest to the house, it's all electronic, and it's nice. And you just punch in what distance you want to go, and it just sends the target down there real quick, and you just have fun.
Yeah, this thing has a little toggle switch with like a rail, like from like a garage door thing, and you move it to where you can see the camera, see it on the camera, and that's where you shoot. But it's little. I mean, I could probably touch the wall.
Oh wow!
Tiny. But it's long that way. And they check the ammo.
Some places hear that you do that here too.
Yeah,
They
they
don't.
don't want any bimetal or something to ruin their baffles.
Yeah, and I know they also, I've asked why, and they told me, well, they don't want a spark to happen and then catch the place on fire. So, oh, okay.
I'm okay with that, but it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You want to check the ammo? Okay, how about it?
Yeah, we got the little magnet.
Yeah, they hover the magnet over it. I bought the good stuff, because I read the laws, I read the range rules, so I bought Full Metal Jacket stuff. But they want to know, and it's their place, so I'm okay. But it's kind of creepy. I'll abide by their rules. I'm happy to have a place to shoot that I don't have to drive an hour from town.
So like our rifle ranges around here in Dallas Fort Worth, if it's a public range, almost all of them, if you're going to shoot at 100 yards, you've got to have a soft tip polymer or soft point polymer tip or hollow point, and they won't let you. Most of them won't let you shoot Full Metal Jacket past 100. And it gets real expensive real quick, especially when you're trying to find something that your rifle likes, and it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I got this AR coming because I just want to shoot without the hassle. It's an AR-15. Okay, I hope.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't want to get an AK. I mean, I don't got anything against AKs, but people around here, they just you want to shoot an AK round at 100, you better have an AR because they won't let you. They don't, no SKSs, no AKs, no nothing. And I don't know if I know Flippy lives in Dallas. He knows where. I don't know if he may know where some is, but I don't know where. I mean, there's a range at like about 30 minutes from my house and up further north of the Metroplex, and that'll let you do anything but tracers. Oh. We don't have no pizza. You already ate dinner. Go away. I'm gonna mute here real quick.
My internet is slow. I can't see where the live chat schedule is. I actually can't wait to go to Dallas. I found Texas 360. I'm going to go 20, Texas 360, Euless. I'm not going anywhere near Dallas. It's going to be awesome. But going to Tulsa, I have no idea how yet. I'm going to leave that to the GPS. dust on my keyboard. Huh? There's a cat climbing a ladder. He's up there now. I can't even show you the cat climbing the ladder.
It's easy to avoid Dallas. Are you flying into here?
No, driving.
From where? From Florida?
Yeah. I'm going, I think it's 20. And then I'm going Texas 360. And it leaves right there.
And then it'll run you right to Euless.
Yeah. I came up with that last time I went there. Saved me a lot of trouble. But I don't know how far north it goes and how I'm going to get to Tulsa. We shall see. The web is kind of slow. I'm going to turn off that computer. It's just too slow. Turn it off. We have the mesh, a motion sensor lamp right outside that window. And for some reason, my dad planted a tree with these strange fruit out there, right? And he has to climb a ladder. He leaves it right there. And almost every night, there's a cat climbing the ladder, and he sets off the motion detecting lamp. These two bright halogen bulbs come on. Last night it went off at 5 a.m. I'm sure my neighbors were not happy.
Yeah, it's like when I let the dog out before I go to work in the morning at 5 o'clock, and he starts howling to come in. Because he's a big dog, so he's real loud.
So 5 in the morning, lamp goes on. I wake up. I gotta pee. I got an email. I got an itch. I scratched. I couldn't go back to sleep. So I had to watch a TV show. Everything conspired. Oh, and the phone. My cell phone started doing that annoying I'm dying tone. Everything was against me, including the cat was climbing the ladder. Hi, all gun channels people. Motion sensor, not emotion sensor. I thought you had to be bigger than a cat to set it off, but apparently if you stand close enough and you are a cat, it will pick you up. Tell him to move that thing, that ladder. Now it's off. See? The cat will want to come down and he'll set it off again. Powered by emotion. No. I found something cool. I don't know how I got this, but this is very important. It's a little pamphlet. It's called 10 for Survival. Survive nuclear attack. I'm helping you. Just in case the Russians or the North Koreans. Pretty cool. Axiom for survival. If this country is attacked with nuclear weapons, you can protect yourself. But first, you must know what to do and how to do it. From the Office of Civil and Defense Mobilization, May 1959. Reprinted in July 1961. So, good timely information. Of course, I don't know how powerful the bombs became after this, so this probably all useless. Oh, make you feel good. Not really useful information because we're all basically doomed. Doomed.
Was it all that duck and cover stuff
Yeah, basically.
from the atom bomb Cold War era?
Cold War era. A lot of information about radius of the blast, the fallout, and the where to be in a shelter apartment building. The old.
My mom and dad would always.
The wall, you will survive. The bomb produces heat of several million degrees, a good deal hotter than the temperature of the surface of the sun. This heat travels at the speed of light. A megaton explosion could kill an unshielded man 8 miles from ground zero. A 20 megaton explosion could kill an unshielded man 20 miles away. It could blister and cripple the bodies of unsheltered people well beyond that. Good information here. And types of shelters you can build. Of course, this one wouldn't work in Florida because we got low water level, so it becomes a swimming pool. No basements here. So I need to build an above ground shelter. Above ground double wall shelter. That's a good thing. U.S. Government Printing Office, 1961. I like to look between covers in old books, and you can find cool things like that. It's rare, but it happens. So, but I didn't see the 10 survival tips. They could have done that. 10 for survival. It has a hole. No. Page 14. I don't know. Don't know what happened to it. On the National Plan for Civil Defense and Defense Mobilization, published in 1958. Federal government is aiding local civil defense organizations in a sampling survey of city residential, commercial, and industrial buildings to determine how many people they will shelter. Yeah, we didn't have a nuclear attack. They have a list of things you should have. It. They don't have guns. What if the Russians attack? What if some other person wants your stuff? The only thing I see is a pocket knife. That could be kind of like a weapon, or the shovel. Frozen foods. No frozen food. It's a very little pamphlet. It's only like 21 pages. Good tips. Avoid salty foods. They will increase your consumption of drinking water. Avoid frozen food. It spoils when defrosted. Store small size, one meal only cans of foods, since the means of preserving leftovers may not be available. That's true. Do not eat any produce from your home garden without first decontaminating it. Any fruits or vegetables that can be peeled, bananas, citrus fruits, potatoes, is safe to eat after it has been wiped off and peeled. Any container that has held water used for washing off fallout must be rinsed and wiped off before being used again. Radiation sickness is not contagious. Survival is power. Metal rod that I have. My camera monopod. There, I help all you survive nuclear combat.
Well, the way we survive is the way they did in Doctor Strangelove. You know, we got to build mine shafts.
Yeah. Nuclear combat toe-to-toe with the Ruskies. Good movie.
Oh, that's one of Peter Sellers' best.
Yeah. Well, I've been to one horseshoe picnic and a rodeo, and that's the stupidest thing I ever heard of coming over a stereophone. Good. I love that guy. Slim Pickens. You know, they changed the dialogue in that scene where he goes through the survival packet. If you can read Slim Pickens' lips, and he says, a fella could have a good time in Dallas with all that stuff. But they changed it to Las Vegas, or fella could have a good time in Vegas with all that stuff because the assassination of Kennedy had just happened. True. And Peter Sellers was going to play that part, but he couldn't do the Texas accent. And he had an accident, fell, and he broke his leg or something. So the part went to Slim Pickens. there somewhere on VHS. Anywho,
Well, Raphael, I gotta run. I gotta take care of my son and the dog here. They're getting antsy. So. It's good chatting with you all, so I will see you later.
see you later. Oh. I hope you all not having. Is anybody else having problems with gun channels website? Slow here. Hi, Grand Man. Looking at the books that I have that I forgot I bought. Ooh. This was $1. Walden and Other Writings by Henry David Thoreau. Civil Disobedience. It's a very little paper. 20-something pages. Walden.